Say you have multiple enemies around the corner. You don't want to expose yourself. Cornershot is the answer. Good evening, my name is Daniel Malice. I have worked today in Corpus Christi, Texas, here at the Star Wars gun range. With me to my left is Brian Guerra, head of the Texas division for Cornershot. Brian, thank you for being here. Now, Brian, this is Cornershot. Right now, explain to the viewers what exactly this gun does and where it originated from.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad to be with you here on your Halloween special, and this is Cornershot. This is something that has been around, proven in Israel and tested for many years in the United States as well, in very limited amounts. It was created in Israel by a man named Omas Golan. And Omas Golan was the commander of a counterterrorism unit, much like Germany's GSG-9, you could say. The Israeli equivalent of it, and he lost a dear friend of his in urban combat. The situation he lost his friend in, he thought, you know what, I can solve this by creating a weapon system that takes the officer or the agent out of the line of fire. And this is what he came up with. It's called Cornershot, and it's really simple. Actually, it's a very simple design. It has a retractable stock. It has a monitor right there, your on switch, and then you have your laser designator and your flashlight designator. That laser designator, when switched to infrared, will use your night vision designator as well. You can use night vision goggles. It has a camera. It has a video out for a backpack video transmission. Also, it has a video out for a hardwire, and it also has a video out for wireless transmission if you're transmitting to like a command center or something like that. The double camera housing, you can put two cameras on here that can join to each other, and you have an on and off switch here, or I should say a zoom and non-zoom switch. One camera would be zoomed in, one camera would be zoomed out, and you can switch between those two. So say you're in a hallway and you need a longer view, you can switch to the zoomed in camera. So the image that you see there will appear on that screen. And the way it works is they actually calibrate the cameras to the for the monitor to where, because the gun is fixed, and so the camera compensates for the distance between the camera lens and the barrel.
Right.
So actually, at 5 feet of range, you're looking at about 1/8 of an inch hold under, where normally you have about a 4-inch hold under, but the camera actually compensates for that. When you zero the gun, you actually don't zero the gun since the gun is fixed. You zero the camera to the monitor. So it's a very, very neat system. It's been used for about 10 years now in Israel to much success. They've had quite a bit of success in it with it. So the way it works is actually really simple. You have a hinge here, okay, and that hinge will turn by activating this handle here, and you pull it all the way down till it stops, and then you can turn it right or left. Okay, so say you're going to the left here, you would turn it until it locks, and then you would bring your handle back to the center. And then it's at a 65-degree angle, and the reason for the 65-degree angle is so that you can get an entire field of view. And what you would do is you would look into that corner and then start slicing your pie to look over to clear the entire field of view. Okay, once you clear that field of view, you then pop it down forward, and then you come in, and then this is still your regular weapon system. This is still your primary weapon. Okay, now this is not a primary weapon for every single police officer or soldier in the battlefield. This is your point man's primary weapon system. So it's not like you turn the corner, see that it's clear, sling it down, then take your sidearm out. No, this is your primary weapon. So it can be used to clear corners, or it can be used as your primary weapon, and you would just use your regular sights or an optic at that point.
Do you mind if I hold it back in
Sure, absolutely.
Let me get
Turn it back on real quick.
So So again, I'll put it like this and
Hold it like that. So you pull it down, you turn it until it locks, like that. Bring that back to the center, right there. Once you've cleared your corner, you then pull it down forward, pull it down back down again, and it'll pop forward. Just pull it straight in. There you go.
Okay.
And then to turn it again, just so it locks. Pull it straight down to engage it. Okay. And then turn it till it locks. There you go. And bring it back to your center.
Okay.
Now, when Cornershot, when we agreed to be the representative for Cornershot in Texas, what we did was we just didn't say, "Oh, we'll take the unit, we'll import it, we'll sell it, and we'll put it on the internet." That's not what we did. We wanted to make sure that there is a little bit of a learning curve. It's a very small learning curve, but there is one.
Right.
So what we wanted to make sure that we did was we offer training with it. We have a parent company which is called Borderland Security, and Borderland Security does the training for Cornershot in Texas. So if a department purchases it, the training is included into the price of the purchase. So the officer or the police department doesn't have to travel. They don't have to send their officers to Israel. They don't have to do anything like that in order to get training. We actually go to them. So we will provide that training with them in the state of Texas. We can do it outside of the state of Texas as well for any other purchases, but that's on a case-by-case basis.
Now, I also understand this comes with multiple attachments. It can not only fire semi-automatics, it can also fire assault rifles and even a grenade launcher attachment, correct?
Correct, yes. This version is the handgun version, and what it is whichever model handgun is, they preferably use Glocks just because it's a very simple one for them to design for. But they can pretty much do any design that you're looking for. But Glock is the most common, so we use Glock mostly, and they have other attachments for it. Those attachments also fall under a lot of Department of State importation rules and regulations. So getting them is a little bit challenging, but it can be brought into the country. They do make a 40 millimeter grenade launcher version, and they make an AR assault rifle version. But that assault rifle version is proprietary. It's not a standard AR. It doesn't have a buffer tube. So it's a proprietary one made by our parent company, which is called Boa. So that's something that if a department were wanting to purchase, that wouldn't be available for purchase to a civilian. Just this version would be available for a civilian. So the grenade launcher version and the assault rifle version would not be available for purchase for civilians, only for law enforcement and military.
How much do they range exactly?
They can range anywhere from $45 to $5,500. $5,600 is usually. Now that price does include the training and the importation fees, and there's quite a bit of fees and stuff you have to pay whenever you bring one of these in. The Century model will run about $2,600.
Brian explained to me what is called a fatal funnel, a term usually used in building clearing operations that generally involve narrow, confining areas that offer little or no cover and limit the operator's options in combat. With Cornershot, however, it helps the user counteract the fatal funnel.
Okay, so we're opening the door. We're going to breach this door. I'm going to stay behind the wall. No need to expose yourself. Down this hallway. See that's clear, taking that opponent out, down the hallway. This is still your primary weapon.
I enjoyed this brief experience and learned many things from Brian, as well as giving me the opportunity to fire Cornershot. Truly, it is the future of urban combat.
And Brian, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for having me as well. I greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. Everyone, I thank you for watching. Good night.
Special thanks to Bart Betzel, who let me borrow his Corpus Christi from above footage. And a special thanks to the Starry Shooting Range located in Corpus Christi, Texas at 7925 Starry Circle. Be sure to check out Brian's Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Armas de Guerra LLC. Also, check out the official Cornershot webpage at www.cornershot.com.